Good morning, everybody. How are you today? I hope you're all getting ready for a beautiful, fruitful Friday. I'm going to wait just a second, see who's on here. And if you are, and I hope people are getting the notification. I'm not even sure. If you are and you're on here, if you can let me know that you got a notification, because I don't even know if people do. I've got to get on figuring that out a little bit more. Anyway, it's going to be a beautiful day, and whoever is on here, whoever is listening to the replay, I am so thankful. And today, what we're going to be talking about is, are you praising yourself enough? And I'm going to ask 7 questions, and this is going to lead you to do this more, and to just ask yourself if you really are. And we're going to talk about actually what it's doing when you do praise yourself and when you don't. So let's get started. And what we're going to do is, and again, if anybody's here, please say hi. Just let me know that you've joined. I would appreciate that. Give me hearts, give me likes, and we're going to get going. And let's just take a moment, because we don't often do that, and be grateful and be thankful for what you've done. Give praise. Let's do that right now for how you were fruitful this week, for what you did. It could be something in business, it could be something small. I know something that I did. I've done things in my business that I am praising, and I journal and I write about them, and I am very, very thankful. Also, I started doing green shakes, which I never do. Hey, Skip Kelly, thanks for joining this morning. And I thought it was going to be really hard to do green shakes, and I was taking something else already. And so I just kind of dismissed it and said, oh, I don't have time. I can't go shopping. I'm not organized enough, and all this blah, 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 blah. But you know what? I just started doing it, and actually I really like it. So that's just a little thing that I am grateful for, and I feel pretty fruitful. I feel productive doing that. So, hey, Roseanne, thanks for joining this morning. So just take a moment to yourselves and write down what you are really, write down what you can praise yourself for this past week and looking forward. All right, so before we get into the topic, are you praising yourself enough? Thank you for the hearts. I appreciate that. For those who don't know me, I'm Karen Treaster, and I'm a mindset coach. I work a lot with divorced women, and going from a place of brokenness to finding more confidence, finding your voice again, finding your identity, and moving forward. And this can really be for anybody. It's not just divorced people. It can really be for anybody. And I know I was in that dark place, and now I am in just a wonderful, bright, exciting, hopeful future. So that's what I do, and with that, you can go to my website, neversettlelifecoaching.com, to find out more. So with that, let's get into the topic. And are you praising yourself enough? With some questions around that. Here's the thing. The last thing in the world that you want to be doing is not praising yourself enough. Because one of the things that can happen, and some of you can relate to this, is that you start looking for validation and praise elsewhere. And what happens is this takes away your power. You lose your power when you do this. I'm praising myself Skip Kelly says, I'm praising myself for 7 days of squats, legs, and feel great. That's awesome, awesome, awesome. Because last week, I'm just going to interrupt this for a minute, we talked about doing one thing to keep moving, and he's praising himself for doing the squats every day. So saying that, thank you for bringing that up. If you listened to my live last week, what are you doing? Did you do one thing every day? If you did, go ahead and put it in the comments as far as an exercise or going out for a walk or whatever it was, just a simple little one thing that you did. Let me know about that. Okay, back to the topic about losing your power. And when you, because you constantly look, I know I was in this situation, and you don't even know that it's happening, and that I was constantly looking for approval and validation. And don't beat yourself up about this, because this is something that you can change. And I know for me, like I said, I was just totally oblivious to it. And so that's why I love to bring the awareness to people. And so you can really look at it and see what you can do about it. Because when I finally did, wow, what a difference it made. Just absolutely amazing. And I think a lot of us are nurtured that way. And we need approval from our teachers when we were young. We need approval from our friends and coworkers, people that we're with, our parents and spouses. And some of us more than others. And so there's different scenarios that will that this will happen in a home more than others as well. For instance, any kind of abuse in your home, any kind of emotional or physical or substance abuse, or just coming from a dysfunctional family, which I did, or if there's any kind of mental illness. So don't beat yourself up. It just happens, and you don't really even know this. So looking for a little bit of approval is good. And that's fine, because you know what? You like to know you're on the right track. However, when you're looking constantly, sometimes it just stops you. And I don't know if you've noticed that. And it stops you from doing something when you really already know what you need to do. And so we're going to talk about ways how to really trust yourself to know that. And it can be very, very detrimental to your business, because and just this way of being, because especially if you were in a home and brought up like that, you become very codependent, and you're codependent on other people's thoughts and opinions. And this is going to lead you to giving up, like I said, your own identity, because you're always trying to please. You're always trying to please and meet the need of someone else, a partner, or whoever it is, a friend. And as you know, that can be so unhealthy. And it will stop you in business. It's going to stop you from moving forward. And it's going to have those short effects, and then it's going to have longer effects. There is good news about that, though. So some of us, the effects will show up, for instance, as self-esteem, low self-esteem, as poor communication. And that was big for me. I know with my spouse, I kept a lot inside. And trouble setting boundaries with people, and also an obsession with how others feel, so your needs become secondary. And playing second fiddle, there's no fun in that. And it really does stop you from moving forward and becoming your authentic self. So, and what you're essentially doing is putting your needs, your wants on a back burner. No, 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 no. We don't want to do that. Life is too short. And it's really scary to think about how many people do this. And I know because I work with a lot of people, I talk to people, and I know a lot of people are in this position. And like I said, the good news is you can overcome this. And working with clients, I have seen this. I've seen it firsthand. And it's such a beautiful thing. So, one of the things is just keeping accountable, and I'll do that with my clients, and just making sure that you're consistent with some of the things and that you're aware. And really, the awareness is so big, like I said, because some people don't even know. And like me, I didn't have a clue. Now, had I known this way back when, I'm not regretting anything. Where what I went through is bringing me to where I am today and what I'm doing. However, it would have been a really nice thing for me to know and be aware of and work on a little bit sooner. So when I changed is when I really became my authentic self, like I said. And how freeing is that? And not always trying to please people and not always second guessing myself. And so many people do that, and you don't even realize you're doing it. But so many people do that. They just second guess themselves. And now my decisions that I make, I trust them. I trust them with all my heart, and I know and can make a very quick decision. So these are the benefits that you get when you do this work. And praising it is a big part, which that's what we're talking about. And so the thing is with praising, a lot of people, it forces you to focus on you. And people are uncomfortable with that. People don't like to focus on themselves. And especially all the people who are like this and trying to please other people, it does become a very difficult thing to do. And the truth is that we're just not praising ourselves. By not doing that, we are sacrificing our respect and our self-love. And it's all about self-love, and praising yourself will give you this self-love. It all comes down to that. And that's a huge part of it. And trusting. Because wouldn't it be nice to just trust anything that you do and have faith that it's going to work out? And, oftentimes, as with me, this is really hard to see, like I said, because it just happens over time and you just don't even realize it. So think about it. It's putting you in the back seat of whatever you're doing. It's putting you in the back seat and you're not the driver. And it's ruling. You're letting the consequences or you're letting the outside circumstances take over. And so here's the thing, it affects your natural abilities, and your talents are put on hold because you're always constantly thinking about other people, you're thinking about other things, and you're not, one of the things we're going to talk about is getting contemplative. You're not going within and figuring out what your needs are. And a lot of times you can't fully recognize even what your natural abilities are and what your natural talents are until you do this work. And so if you do that, that's a sad thing, because then it's never recognized, and your purpose and the joy. I just believe that you really can find more joy when you are praising and you're doing this work. And let's face it, it can be really, really draining to be pleasing other people, for sure. And it often leaves you kind of drained with energy. It's going to leave you drained with confidence, and just to carry out your personal goals. And you want more confidence, more drive. This is one of the things that you can do every single day. And basically, you lose charge of your own life by not doing this. And your power's gone. So one of the things is reflecting on the memories that you had and experiences. And I realized that a lot of us went through pretty troublesome and times, and we didn't even realize, and all this gets stuck in our head, our subconscious, and recovering from this is really a big part of it. And I know I do work with my clients as a mindset coach working on this, and praising yourself is definitely a key element in this, because then you're focusing on you again. You're focusing on what you're doing right now moving forward and kind of fading that away. So this is huge. It's retraining your brain, and that's what it is. And it does take a little bit of work. So it's helping you to the recovery process by doing this. And so I'm going to be asking 7 questions, and this is something that you can think about and just sort of contemplate. Thank you for that. And these questions will kind of steer you in the right direction to be a little bit more aware. And these are some things that you can do to really refocus on you and for your recovery, and moving forward, just to praise and feel your authentic you. So the first question is, are you journaling? And I've said this before, writing down what you're grateful for. And I'll tell you, when I don't do this is when I notice that my vibration or my energy goes down. And you need to constantly affirm to yourself and write down what how you can praise yourself. Write down what you're grateful for. Write down where you're going, and write down what your goals are, because it's easier to see on paper. Yes, you can think about it. And I know there was a Harvard study done, and I know a lot of people have talked about this for goals. And when I don't want to mess up what I'm saying, but the gist of it is, when the students in Harvard were asked who wrote down their goals, those people, and I'm not sure of or who had goals and thought about them, the ones that wrote them down, the percentage was much higher of their success. And so writing, it really does make a difference. And I know it's not the easiest thing to do sometimes, but it's something that if you can just do that every single day, write something down, that's really going to make a difference. So the second question is, are you doing hobbies and activities that you like, that you love, things that you love? This is pleasing yourself. And what this is doing is a built-in reward system. So just by doing, the act, what you were doing, Skip, with the squats, doing that, I mean, yeah, you're pleasing yourself. This is a sense of accomplishment. This is awesome. And it sure makes you feel good. So by doing this more, you appreciate you and you're going to love yourself more. So that's the second one. And the third one is, do you get contemplative or meditate? And I am saying this, and I know I sound like a broken record with the meditating, and it's difficult for a lot of people. It doesn't have to be hard. Just sit quietly and allow your thoughts to come in. Just allow your thoughts to come in, whatever they are. Just say, okay, this is what's coming in. And the more you do it, the more you're really going to get to the truth. And you are going to appreciate yourself because you feel so good in this state that you feel praise, you feel gratefulness. And it's just really being more aware of your inner world. And that's huge. So number 4 is, do you hang out with people that bring you down? And this is a big one, and because it brings your vibration down. And when you do the work to try and feel good, because when you feel really good, you're going to do more. And when you're around people that are negative, that are complaining, it's just going to bring you down. And so limit your time. Be around positive people and limit your time with those people. And that's something that I know I've done. I mean, there's some people you have, if they're family or, good friends or whatever, you just set boundaries, that's all. So that is number 4. So think about that. And number 5 is, are you enabling people? Are you enabling people? Think about that. Is your help really helping them? And when you feel obsessed with this, take time away again and set boundaries. And I'm guilty as charged with that. And I've really backed away. And it has made such a huge difference because, again, I'm taking charge. And I realize that that's not doing them any good. It's not doing me any good. And number 6, so think about that and you can write about that. Number 6 is, have you developed a sense of higher power within yourself? And this is spirituality. And this is just appreciating. It doesn't have to be religious. This is appreciating nature. This is appreciating and focusing on what you love. And maybe talking to a wise person, learning new things, reading positive things, and being open-minded. What spirituality is going to do is just keep your mind open to new things so you don't limit yourself. When you limit yourself, you can't grow. You can't say it's and here's the other thing, not saying no to somebody and being defensive as soon as they make a suggestion. So like with the green shakes that in the beginning that I talked about, I used to think, oh, I don't need those. I wasn't open-minded. And they make me feel great. So be open-minded. And I'm just going to reflect for a second on my mom. And I never knew she was spiritual. She passed last September. I didn't know till on her deathbed that she was spiritual. She never communicated. She never said anything. Then is when she opened up. Then is when she wanted people coming in. and singing uh, and and being. I could just feel her in that spiritual place where she was appreciating, where she was loving, where she was at peace. This is what spirituality is. It's that loving place. And doing these things and praising yourself, that's how you get to this place. Don't be like her. Don't take it to your deathbed. Have joy now. Ooh, I get emotional thinking about this. Do what you want to do right now. Find that joy now. Opening your mind up to spirituality is a way to expand. It's not just about what we're doing right now, letting circumstances get to us and staying right here in this physical conscious place. It's opening yourself up. So that's number 6. And number 7, are you praising yourself enough? And are you praising yourself often enough? And are you thinking well of yourself? Let me ask you, what do you think of yourself right now? Think about that. How do you feel about yourself? Do you feel really good? Are you doing everything that you can? And I realize there's always more. If you do, write that down. Write down why you feel good. And this is going to really, really help you. It's gonna give you that sense of just wholeness and being able to move forth and having more energy. So that's, and just acknowledging it. I mean, again, being aware and acknowledging, what you've done, what you've accomplished. Write down what you've accomplished. Because when you appreciate things, you're going to get more. We always talk about that. When you appreciate it, you're going to get more in your life, which is what it's all about. And so praising yourself is such a great practice. And by doing it, you're going to, as much as you can, and with time, you're going to feel that you're going to feel love. You're going to feel more free. You're going to feel happy. You're going to feel at peace and joy. And you're going to be able to handle things so much better with ease as they come along. And you're going to figure out what your purpose is. And you know what? It could be a simple thing. Just finding joy is a purpose. And it all starts with pleasing yourself first and praising yourself. So in summary, I'll repeat those real quickly. Number 1 is, are you journaling? Number 2, are you doing the activities and hobbies that you love? Number 3, are you contemplative or meditate? And just do it a little bit at a time. You can just do 1 or 2 minutes. And number 4, do you hang out with people that bring you down? So really think about that. And number 5, are you enabling people? Number 6, have you developed a sense of higher power, spirituality? And number 7, are you praising yourself often and thinking well of yourself? And these are such key questions. I hope you do get contemplative today, thinking about this. If you like what you hear, I know others need to hear it. I appreciate your hearts, your likes, and sharing this. Share this with others. And if you need accountability, let me know. If you're going through a transition, if it's divorce, whatever it is. I work with many people. I do work a lot with divorced women, and doing this work and what I do is just going to give you your power back, because it's just so easy to lose. And be sure to check out my website. It's Never Settle lifecoaching.com. And I do a free uh, complimentary call and just to give you some ideas and see if, see how I can help you fit this into your life. You can private message me if you want that. Also, I teach meditation, and I'm excited about this. On Tuesday nights at Tranquility Haven Center at 6 o'clock, 6 to 7, and that's in Stewart. So if you're in the area, please come by, and you're going to get a really nice, relaxing, inspiring, it's called Get Inspired Meditation Circle. Come by. And in the meantime, check out my website. I've got programs, different things that you could do. And whatever you do, praise yourself today. Praise yourself. And I hope you have an amazing, amazing, fruitful Friday. Feeling good about yourself. Get inspired. Get out there. Do something fruitful. Do your one thing that we talked about last time, and just have an amazing day. Things will come to you when you're in this energy. All right, everybody. Take care and go out and make it an awesome, awesome day. Have a fruitful week, and I'll be back next week. More tips and inspiration. Bye-bye for now. Thank you, Roseanne, for that words of wisdom. I appreciate that. Thank you, thank you. And yeah, have a good one. Bye-bye.